Hello everybody, welcome to another random browser game that I remember from my childhood. Been a while since I've done one of these. I've been kind of flailing to find a thing to be the Tuesday, Thursday thing to the Grand Theft Auto LP. So bear with me there. Like, just trying to find like a short game or a series of games like this that I could do little one-off videos of. Having a hard time choosing and everything, so. Also, I hope that this looks okay, because the way that I had to record this, I had to zoom in quite a bit on the original OBS recording, so I don't know if it looks as pixely and shitty as it does in my preview window, and that was an amazing shot. But anyway, yeah, this is Raft Wars on Mini Clip, one of many games that my best friend in like 2nd through 6th grade showed me on the earlier end of that time frame. He's the same one who showed me Territory War, Interactive Buddy. What's the other one that I've done before? Fuck. Oh yeah, Bush on the Rocks with George Bush. And yeah, you play as little baby boys. I skipped the intro, but essentially your friend has like a treasure and all of these people are coming after it, and there's pirates and Vikings and ruffians and thugs, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, you're just straight up shooting these people. The balls that you shoot at them always seemed like, when I played this as a kid, I would think that they really hurt, because everyone has such round heads, and then the noise that it makes is like this clack sound, that it makes it sound like it's really cracking against their skull, so, just delightful, child-friendly game stuff. But yeah, this is one of those games that we would play. I was always a kid who carpooled from my school, so I was usually going to a friend's house at the end of the day for a few hours after school every day, so from, yeah, like 2nd to 4th or 5th grade, I went with one of my friends, and we would do all kinds of stuff, and when we were alone, we would do shit on the computer. That sounds really bad, but we would do shit like this, play these kinds of games. We would watch YouTube videos with cuss words in them that we would get yelled at if we played them with his mom in the house. What were some of the YouTube videos we watched? He really liked Jeff Dunham, so we watched fucking Jeff Dunham stand-up specials, and that's so funny to me now because Jeff Dunham is terrible. I don't like him. But yeah, he loved Ahmed the Dead Terrorist, which is his favorite one, which doesn't surprise me at all. Yeah, like, let me borrow that top video, if anyone remembers that from older YouTube times. I always liked the little sleeping with the fishes thing. But yeah, I don't know, this game, it's not like it's violent or anything. Like, to me, it's pretty kid-friendly, but I don't know, there's just this weird, like, kind of darkness to it because of just, like, shooting at children. Like, throwing, axes, like, battle axes at them, and anytime they're on a jet ski, it's a pain in the ass, because you can really easily, if you're aiming for their head, you can really easily get the front of the jet ski. But yeah, like, giving all these people brain damage, I don't know, it's kind of funny to me. But yeah, good times in the, like, mid-2000s, playing addicting games. He got knocked right on top of the head, and he only lost like 20 health. It's fucking bullshit. I've also talked, this is the same friend that I've talked before about how we would, you know, we didn't have a camera or anything, but we both liked coming up with movie ideas, and we would act them out in his backyard. They would usually be like cop or war movies because those are the ones that he liked. And it's funny because I didn't watch or like any of those kinds of movies when I was a kid because I was a little squirmy around like bloody or violent or scary movies. But we did it, and you know, we had no idea what we were talking about or doing, but it was fun. So yeah, that's that same friend that also got me on a lot of my bullshit with these older browser games. I've been thinking a lot lately about all the old internet stuff that is gone now. Like, one of the only things that I haven't been able to find any trace of at all is the first video on the internet that I remember seeing, and it was before YouTube was the thing, and it was on board.com, which I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore. And it was a parody, or not a parody, I just had the song in it, but it was like a parody video of the Hanson song Mbop called Oompa, and it was like a literalization of all the nonsense lyrics in that song. And it was pretty funny. And I have not seen it since then. Like, I've looked for it, and I feel like it's a pretty straightforward thing to search for, because it was just called Oompa. But I have not found it, so if anyone knows, I mean, I'm sure it's somewhere. Nothing on the internet is lost forever, and maybe if I were, I feel like I've looked on the Wayback Machine, but maybe I need to just look harder. Or it's on some, like, sketchy, like, Russian website or whatever. Eek. I like how, you know, when you first see the thugs, you first see them as city folk, and then when it's like the people wearing like the native masks, he just calls them crazy guys. I guess I should say, I never actually finished this game when I was a kid. I always got my ass kicked long before this level even. But there's only 11 levels. I did not know that, but now I do. But yeah, I did finish it this time around. And it's kind of fucked how it ends. Or not how it ends, but what the last level is like. Yeah, this is where I kind of start eating my own shit. Because now all of these guys have explosive projectiles, which makes everything a lot harder. Especially because you can only hold 4 explosive things at a time. And it's very easy to fuck it up and miss. But luckily, little baby boy is a good shot, and he made it. But I believe it's the next one that was... No, okay. This is level 8. I think it's level 9 that was the one that I had to do a few times, and then I've cut it down for this video, because I didn't want this one to be too long. I was aiming for it to be a little bit shorter than the GTA videos. On the subject of that friend, though, if you want another fun thing about him, well, this wasn't it, but I also remember, one thing that we did was we, this was one of the only ideas we had that we actually wrote down. We wrote, an idea for a cartoon about about George Bush as a child, which I gather exists, like that's a thing that was on actual TV as well. But yeah, and all we really, like, we didn't know anything about anything. All we knew is that Bush started a war with Iraq that no one liked at the time in our, vicinity, and that he was dumb. That's all that we gathered about the president at the time. And yeah, here I've sped this up because you don't need to. I wanted you to see my attempts, but I don't want this to take 5 ever. I got my ass banged, and almost was about to get completely knocked out of the game because once you run out of credits and can't buy anything and you lose, and I believe that's the end of it. But anyway, fun story. One time I slept over at this friend's house, and we were sleeping on a big air mattress on the floor in his living room because he wanted to watch like TV and fall asleep, and because his room was really small and didn't have a place I could sleep in it. So we were watching TV all through the night, and I was awake for like the entire night, and at like 4 a.m. I had to pee really bad, but his dog, who was like, I don't know why, but just attacked me whenever she was near me. Like, there was never a time that she wasn't like barking at me or trying to jump up on me or biting me, trying to bite me or scratch me. When anyone was in the house, they usually had her like tucked away in a room, because she would just bark like a maniac at people. And I was a small boy, so she would knock me over and shit, and I didn't like it. I was scared of that dog. Kind of ruined my relationship with dogs for a while, which has been mended now, but when I was a kid, it was rough. I wanted to get up and pee, but that dog was sleeping right next to the air mattress, and I like started to get up, and the dog like immediately started waking up, and I was like, oh my god, if I get up, this dog is going to fucking freak out and jump on me, and I'm gonna piss and wake everybody up and get attacked by a dog. So I was like, well, I'll wait for the dog to move, because it hadn't been there for that long. But she didn't. She just stayed there. And then eventually the sun started coming up, and I was like, and I was dying, like I felt like my dick was gonna explode, so I pissed in my pants. Long story short, on purpose. I was about 7 years old. And I mean, that was that. I mean, I went to sleep only for like 2 hours after that. My friend was still asleep, so I got up. I had luckily brought a change of clothes, and I slept until his dad had woken up and taken the dog out, and then I went and did that, and I'm pretty sure that my friend does not know that, so if he sees this video, I'm sorry. I peed in your air mattress. Well, I didn't pee in it or on it. I peed in my pants, but I was laying near him on an air mattress. Anyway, so yeah, you're reunited with your parents. I kind of glossed over the fact that your parents were tied up by these neighbors. And then your parents go against you. This is fucking crazy. I didn't know any of this about the game until I played it all the way through today. But yeah, it'd be your own homies. They tied up your friend to a tree, and these are your fucking parents. Like, oh god. What is this game saying about what children have to deal with in our society? But yeah, but it's been nice to go back and play these games. I'm gonna try to find other ones and make some more videos like this while I try to decide on an actual game to play through all the way. But I've been finding myself like missing my school days, both elementary and middle school, and even college. Because I liked looking at books and writing and stuff all the time, and hanging out with friends, either like at recess when I was in grade school, or on like being around or near my friends because they were all on campus during college. It's good times. But yeah, there's the actual end. Simon has his treasure that he buried, and all is well for the little baby boys. So that is Raft Wars. Let me know if there are any other games like this. Not like this necessarily, but this type of game that, browser game that I could do. But I'm gonna try to find ones that I specifically like have memories of and experience with. So hopefully some more of that later in the week, and more GTA. See you next time for that stuff.